Okay, so I'm sure you all can see my screen. Now, what I'm going to be saying tonight is like bullet point. So if you will have to write, maybe you should write bullet points. Now, I'm going to just run through different tabs. Okay. So this is this dashboard. This is statistical analysis, top 5 sales. This is pivot table, school's distance from home. So now, I want to say something very important. Data analysis is all about communication. You need to understand first that you are telling a story. As a data analyst, you have to be a very good storyteller, and it must reflect in your work. Now, majority of you have an info sheet where you state, I think I have another project here. Where you state details about your project. However, some of you have those sheets in between, in the mix of other sheets. And someone picks your file for the first time, and the person is struggling to find, where am I? What is this? Maybe the person just comes straight to your dashboard, and all the person is seeing is your dashboard. He's seeing total students. He doesn't know what this data is. He doesn't know what is happening. So first thing first, data analytics, data visualization is all about storytelling. It's all about communication. People should be able to, without you being with them, understand the story you are telling about your data. So it is always good to have the first sheet in your work to be your report sheet. Just the way Chief Ovie has it here. And like as I told him, when someone picks your first sheet, the person should be able to have a broad understanding of what you have done just by going through your first sheet. And I think he has done at least a fair job here, despite errors here and there, but fair job. At least introduction. Welcome to Omniverse Digital Solution. We would like to help you easily navigate through this Google worksheet. There are 9 sheets. The first is the report sheet that helps you to navigate through all the other sheets. It also has information about the source and details of the data set description and all that. Then he comes here and say data set source, description, and purpose. And you can see he has shown you the data set, the purpose of this data set, what it's meant for. Then we also have data summary. In order to show correlation analysis, we provided a summary statistics, mean, median, mode, standard deviation for continuous variables. We analyze correlations between different fields and the exam score. So he's actually giving someone an idea of what this data or this workbook is all about. key fields and significance. Now you can give yours any name, description of data set, hours studied, attendance, parental involvement, access to resources, extracurricular activities, exam score, sleep hours, previous score, like that. So you are telling someone who is going through your work, that this is what your workbook is all about. Then link description, then the links. Then I also suggest to take people from one portion of your sheet to the other. You can also create links on your sheet like this. So like this, if I want to go to the dashboard, I can come here, click on the dashboard, and it brings me straight into the dashboard. I can go back to the report sheet, go to pivot table for school, you see what it means, and I can click and I can go straight that. So this particular sheet is your most important sheet in all of your analysis. Don't finish off your project without creating an information sheet that can walk people through your analysis. Because the truth is, 70 to 80% of the time that people will be looking at your work, you will not be there to explain to them, this is what my work is. Most of you just throw data in my face and you say, I'm done with my work. And when I pick your work for the first time, I'm struggling to understand. I have to go back to your data, look at the data, then go back to your analysis, and your analysis are all over the place. So that's point number one. Always have an information sheet to walk people through your analysis. Point number two, as much as possible, except necessary, reduce the number of sheets that people have to click through to get what they want. To the barest minimum, reduce the number of sheets people have to click through to get what they want. Like in this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 sheets, that's much. That's much. Except necessary, reduce the number of your sheets to the barest minimum. Make sure that your analysis are categorized. Take, for instance, you are working on a school's data and you are analyzing students' performance analysis. Then you also have students' financial information. You can choose to separate everything that has to do with student performance, such as hours of study, attendance, access to resources, extracurricular activities, exam score, sleep hours. All of these things can be grouped into one sheet. Then when it comes to financials, how much a student paid, student's payment status, and whatever. Anything finance can be on a separate sheet. At least, whatever you want to say, before you go beyond 3 to 4 sheets, you should have said everything you want to say. But you can also have even up to 10 sheets for, we call them help sheets. That means you use them to do 1 or 2 calculations. Don't forget to delete all those sheets and leave only the relevant sheets when you are done with your analysis. I believe that is clear. The next I want to say is your use of colors. Colors, 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 colors. Now, there's a lot I really need to say about colors. Except the company that you are working with have their brand colors. You must be able to use colors that depict the kind of story you want to tell. Take, for instance, colors have significance. Bright colors, warm colors. We have warm colors, we have cool colors. Like if you look at this sheet is cool because blue is a cool color. Shades of blue are cool colors. You can also have cool colors in darker shades. But when you come to warm colors, secondary colors, such as orange, yellow, those warm colors stimulate, even red, those are warm colors. They stimulate happiness, hunger, anxiety, like you are in a rush, those kind of fast-paced. And that's why when you are dealing with brand colors, you see companies like GT Bank that have orange as their brand colors. It's welcoming. Orange is sweet. So the color stirs up a kind of, I want to have something to eat. I want to eat. I want to be different. Then green. Green color has a lot to do with growth, nature, and all that. So all of these significance have a great role they play in your analysis. Then when you're dealing with tertiary colors like violet, purple, and all those are royal colors, gold. In all of this, the general rule of thumbs, when your color in your analysis begins to exceed 3, check you are doing something wrong. It could become very boring for someone to read your analysis. It could become very, very boring for someone to read your analysis. Okay, for instance, look at this job, this particular sheet, this work, this analysis is a very, very good analysis, but just by opening this first page, I'm already tired, like I'm exhausted. Just opening it, I'm exhausted to even want to go through it. Everything is just at my face. And you know the reason why? Look at this, student performance factors. This is about font size 20. Look at this, key fields and significance. This is font size 18. Now come down here, introduction. Introduction is font size 14. The same with data summary, 14. But check, introduction is all caps, capital letter. Data summary is initial capital letter. Now come down here. Welcome to Omniverse Digital Solution. Everything in caps. You know what this means? It simply implies that you hold me by the neck, bring your mouth close to my ears, and you are screaming into my ears. Yes. Now, when you use capital letters in your design, it's shouting. According to the design principles, you are yelling at the people looking at your analysis. And that's why you see they only use caps for something you want to make emphasis on, or for heading. Like for heading, this is a heading, this is a heading. Now look at this heading. See, click on. The click is bigger than every other text here. Now, when you look at everything, everything is everywhere. So someone will be struggling to know, so what do I read first? What do I read first? What do I read first? Where do I start from first? And before you know, the person is tired. Now, if you must use capital letter, make sure it's the last option, like it's very necessary for you to do that. If not, let only the initial starting word in that sentence be capital letter. At best, if you must indicate emphasis and use capital letter, let all the initial or the word that starts, the letter that starts each word can be caps. So they call it initial caps. We have all caps where everything is all caps. Then this data summary is initial caps. Introduction is all caps. Student is all caps. So you can use initial caps. It's still very, very friendly. Just like this. Description of data set, very okay. Visualizations, very okay. Hours studied, very okay. Attendance, very okay. Parental involvement, very okay. All of this, I'm going to teach you something. It is called design hierarchy. And may I also say that, yes, you are wrapping up this section of the course, but your journey as a data analyst is getting started. Yes, the journey is getting started, and I'll tell you why. Some things have helped me in the past and are still helping me today. And that's my versatility when it comes to tech applications. Before I dabbled into data analytics, I'm an excellent graphic designer, and I do motion graphics, animations, videos, and all that. So I understand design principles. I understand colors. When you understand these things, it helps you to know how to present your work and get better results. If I am to take this particular work and restyle it, you will be shocked if this is the same job that you did. So let's leave that. So I've talked about colors. At best, 3 colors is okay. And then maybe a touch of, when you say 3 colors, maybe 3 main colors. Of course, black is general color, white is general color. Then you can now, if you are working with orange or shades of orange, you can go from dark orange to light orange, as the case may be. Then gray. So it's fine. So points to note, at best, at most, 3 colors. And make sure that the colors are complementing themselves. Maybe in the group, I'm going to share with us the color wheel and how you can blend colors together. I'm sure that's going to help us a lot. So we're going to move away from that and move to the next. Now let's take a look at the dashboard. Now look at this dashboard. Everything is everywhere. It's because this sheet is locked and is only comment only. If not, I would have reorganized the sheet. But fine. The same errors still exist here. These caps, these caps, these caps, this section of the work is already screaming before me, shouting at me. So I'm like, Oga Fana, what did I do now? Why are you shouting at me? Because that's exactly what your work is saying. Now you see this section, at least he did a fairly good job here. Despite that, I will not allow this notable impacts on performance factor to be all in caps. I would rather it go with initial capital letter, because when you use caps, once it's beyond 4, 5, 6 words, it begins to sound somehow. Except it is a heading. Yes. And again, when you are working on dashboards, we're going to come to that. I'm currently working on a project, on a data project. And I'm having a presentation on Friday. It's a huge project, and I'm having a presentation on it on Friday. But because of this class, I am not supposed to have started the dashboard. But I decided, because of this class I want to hold, I started working on the graphics for the dashboard today so that I can have something to show you this evening. So I'm going to walk us through that. It's going to help me correct a lot of things with this. When you are building dashboard, just imagine yourself holding, like the whole room is dark and everyone is to follow you. Please listen to me. You are in a dark room. You are leading a group of people. All of you are in a dark room. And suddenly you brought out a torch from your pocket. So the only light they are seeing is the one you are holding. If you move to the right, they move to the right. If you move to the left, they move to the left. Now that's exactly how you should direct the eyes and attention of anyone viewing your dashboard. As it is here, everything is everywhere, and I cannot understand what's going on here. But we're going to come to that shortly. Then statistical analysis. Now, this is far more better a job than what we've seen in the previous sheets. Why? Even though there are still errors here, look at 6607. See how big it is. See how small it is here. So that disparity is also experienced here. All right, enough said. Let's have a look at something. So I built a financial model for a company, this company. Can you all still see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I built this financial model for a company, though I'm not true. Okay, sorry. This is the project I said I was working on. This is not the financial model. But this is my work plan. Is an energy hub, data structure, and dashboard design. The total project will take me 2 months to complete it. So total build time is going to be at this edge here. The first is key data tables. I'll spend 3 weeks in that. And these are everything I'm going to do, build all of these tables. Then 2, workflow design. I'm going to spend another 2 weeks there. And these are the things I'm going to do under that. Then dashboard and reports. I'm going to spend 2 weeks building my dashboard. And then finally, data automation and integration. I'm going to be spending 1 week to automate and integrate everything that I have done. And the whole project is going to be up and running. So I'm going to take you away from here and go down to let's see. Okay. Okay, so now this is a financial model I built for like a budget, startup budget. It's a new company, they want to start new. So these are financials, but this is where my interest lies. You can see my expenses. Now you can see the way I used colors here. This is brown, and then this is light brown. This is brown for my total 50 million. You can see I punch it with a different shade of similar color. And then when I'm working with the blue, see my blue, deep blue with a white text, very, very readable. You're not struggling to say, what did they write there? Then a lighter shade of the same blue, and then the deep blue to go with it. Now you can see how spaced out the texts are. Heading is a heading. Normal text is normal text. So even when they are capital letter, they are not shouting because their sizes is size 10, as you can see, font 10. And you cannot see any other thing that is beyond that. All the sizes here, font 10. All these font 10. But this, because they are figures, they are font 11. Now that leads me to what else I want to talk about: consistency. You must be consistent in your approach. When someone looks at this, they have a feel of where I'm going to. They can start up from here because this is a warm color, automatically it draws their eyes first. And then because you read from top down, the next place you want to come is startup funding. And then you consume that, and then you move from left to right this way. Then you see this. Then you see all of this. So this is a display of colors in your... Honestly, after this class, if I see anybody still making the mistake of color, I will delete your work. You see colors, you see text and font size. Very, very important. So then financial analysis, the same thing applies here. Legibility should be your watchword. People should be able to read what you write, even without you being there. They shouldn't struggle. Okay, so this is for these are financial. So let's take a leap from here, and then let's deal with dashboard design. Dashboard design. Still on that project I told you I was working on, which is this project. And I told you I started doing the dashboard even before I started the project. Now, in my approach, I have already done a little bit of research. These are the fields I'm collecting from customers. Then internal staff, these are the fields I'm collecting from staff. For vendors, these are the fields I'm collecting from vendors. For products, this is my inventory. Now, locating product within the shop or within the warehouse. So it's really, really a huge project. But my focus is not here. My focus is on the dashboard design. Now, why I didn't fault any of your dashboards is because that's to the degree you know. But today I'm going to teach you something else. And once I teach you this thing, it's going to stand you out between you and every other data analyst designing any form of dashboard. I've seen professionals do dashboard, and their dashboards are looking very, very sick. Why? They lack the graphical knowledge to actually present their work. See, you can do a very poor job, but your presentation can save the day. Presentation is key. When you want to build dashboard, point number one, you need to first of all plan what you want to do. So you need to come up with your plan. Your plan covers everything you are going to be doing, what you want to show, what you want to present, and how you are going to present it. In my case, I have the next 3 minutes for this section to be over. So I think better still, I will allow us to ask questions based on what I have said, because in the next video, I'm going to go straight into dashboard design. So any question? You have 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. Question or observations? Okay. So there are no questions for now.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Good
I hear you.
We are saying good evening, though.
Oh,
Please, sir, you've been talking about colors, and colors.
yes.
But my observation of your analysis, there are so many colors there. Kept saying colors. Even right here on what you have on the screen currently, I have it's like up.
Your voice is breaking.
Oh no, please. You kept emphasizing a number of colors, but that we are, you've used like up to 5 or 6 colors, sir.
Okay.
I don't seem to understand.
And don't worry, I'm gonna tell you why. Now, this particular,
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Okay.
This particular,
yes, sir.
This particular work you are seeing here is at infantry stage. It's still being developed. It's not done. I am just like you have rough sheets. Even if you check sheet 3, you see there's nothing here. Here, I just want to start creating my customer sheet. This gives me an understanding of what I want to do. This is not for the client. You don't style.
Oh, okay.
You don't style your work as you work. It is when you are done with your analysis, you now style your work. At the end of everything, before you say, I'm done, I want to submit, you can now begin your styling. So you don't style or change colors while you are doing your analysis. It's going to be counterproductive. So this is for my consumption. All right, so I'll see you all in the next class before the class ends.